Another week, another batch of eShop deals, and this one's a big one. I've got 13 games for you all, everything from indie rarity to AAA, so basically, prepare the bank account, this could get rough. Now if you do enjoy this video today, do me a favour and subscribe, that helps out the channel a huge amount. And remember to enter our giveaway. Now we do this every single week. You drop a comment below, and next Saturday, I'll draw 2 winners for 2 $10 eShop gift cards. Last week's winners coming up later in this one. So first up, we got the Plucky Squire. That's 67% off. It's a brand new low price. And I'll be honest up front, like I didn't love it quite as much as a lot of people out there did. However, I do think there is a good game here. So on Switch 1, I'll say this, it's a bit rough visually and the performance a little all over the place. Switch 2 smooths out that performance. And I do think even with the performance issues and the somewhat ugly visuals, I guess, there's still a really charming creative adventure that's worth playing. The idea itself as well, fantastic. You're following Jot, a tiny hero who literally leaps out of the pages of a children's storybook into the real world. So 1 minute you're running through 2D illustrations, platforming across words on the page. The next you're exploring the bedroom beyond the book, and that's all in 3D. So yeah, it constantly shifts genre, blends puzzles, combat, exploration. There's even little mini games, and it all feels like a big genre mashup. So basically this one it's incredibly imaginative, it's full of heart. The execution, not always perfect honestly, but yeah, it is fun, and I think at this price, it's worth a look. Neva or Neva, I reviewed this, I still don't know how to say it, but it's 35% off, that's a new low price, and this one's actually another release from Devolver Digital. Plucky Squire also being from them, plenty more games from them coming up in this video. But this is actually a spiritual follow-up to Gris. Now, like that game, it is absolutely stunning. You could pause it anywhere, take a screenshot, and frame it. It is that beautiful. And like Gris, however, which was mostly about platforming and flow, this one brings in a lot more action. There's real combat, higher difficulty, and this constant sense of tension as you move through its decaying world. The story then follows a young woman who becomes bonded with this wolf cub. They basically go through this traumatic encounter with dark forces, and from there it's a journey through a dying landscape. You're trying to survive while also find some kind of peace. It is gorgeous, it's emotional, it's one of the best soundtracks you'll hear on Switch, and if you loved Gris or just appreciate beautiful art-driven games, add this to the library. You will not regret it. A shout out then to Team 17 for sponsoring today's video with Overcooked 2 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. And honestly, what better way to test your friendships than setting a kitchen on fire? And this is the brand new version of Overcooked 2. It's been built specifically for the Switch 2, featuring the same co-op action that you know and love, but now it's running in full 4K 60 FPS when docked with upgraded visuals that match the PC edition. They've also added some really fun Switch 2 exclusive features like camera play that lets you see the faces of your friends while you play. It's perfect for knowing exactly who to blame when things go wrong, and trust me, things will go wrong. There's even then game share as well, meaning friends maybe don't own a copy, they can jump in locally or online and start cooking alongside you. Finally, there's a new chef joining the lineup, the pristine Platinum Platypus. Now it's available right now on the eShop with a 20% early bird discount, and existing owners, don't worry, you're covered too. You can upgrade for £7.99 or your regional equivalent. And yes, all your DLC and your save data, that carries over, plus crossplay. That still works between Switch 1 and Switch 2. So look, if you need some co-op chaos in your life, check out Overcooked 2 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition today. The last Remnant Remastered is 60% off, a new low price, and this one's a cool classic. I played it back when it first released in 2008, and honestly, I've always thought it was massively underappreciated. Now, it's been on Switch since 2019, but it's never gone on sale once. That is until now. So seeing it at this kind of discount feels like a steal, and you can't guarantee you'll see it again anytime soon. The story then, it centers around mysterious ancient artifacts known as remnants. No one knows who created them or why they exist, but they've shaped the balance of power in this world for generations. Kingdoms have basically risen and fallen over the ability to control them, and now, after centuries of uneasy peace, that balance is beginning to collapse. and you'll be playing as Rush Sykes, a young man searching for his kidnapped sister who ends up caught in a much larger conflict surrounded by these artifacts. Now what follows from there is an RPG filled with political intrigue, large-scale battles, and unique tactical combat where you basically command entire squads rather than single characters. It is a proper cult classic, and it features upgraded visuals, new engine, and still one of Square Enix's most ambitious experiments. This price, I can't recommend enough you give it a shot. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind is 35% off, matching its lowest price, and honestly, this one turned out way better than I ever expected. See, it's Power Rangers meets classic arcade beat-em-up, and they've done a genuinely solid job with it. You know, it's not quite on the level of Streets of Rage 4 or Shredder's Revenge, but it's surprisingly close, and at this price I think it's more than fair. The gameplay is fast, colourful, it's packed with nostalgic flair, and the fact it supports up to 6 players both offline and online just makes it a perfect pick for co-op. The story then, simple enough. Rita's back and, well, now there's 2 of her. They're teaming up across time to unleash an army of enemies. It's all about that 90s vibe, chunky pixels, bold colours, button mashing, so story definitely takes a backseat, but like if you grew up on Power Rangers or just love a good old school like styled brawler, this one's a blast. Sifu is 75% off a new low price, and while it does hit sales fairly often, this is the cheapest it's ever been, and it's an incredible deal for one of the best action games on Switch. I'd love to see it get a proper Switch 2 upgrade because, well, 1, it deserves it, but 2, there's a few minor frame dips here and there on Switch 1. That never really gets in the way of the action, but still, it would be nice, and the visual boost, yeah, I'd love to see it. Overall though, to describe the game, it's a martial arts revenge story. You play as a young fighter who witnesses their family's murder and dedicates their life now to mastering combat. You're going to be hunting down those responsible. What really sets Sifu apart though is its aging mechanic. Every time you die, you grow older. Your body weakens, but your technique improves. So you're constantly balancing experience against fragility as you push deeper into this world. It is incredibly stylish, it's intense, it's insanely satisfying to master, and yeah, expect to face 15 unique locations, and then there was a bunch of free post-launch updates as well. That's a challenge mode and a few other pieces. Pepper Grinder is 60% off a new low price, and this one's perfect for platformer fans who want something, I don't know, a little bit different. It's kind of very stylish. It's another Devolver Digital release as well. Again, a few more of those still to come, but I was really impressed with it. I actually reviewed it here on the channel, so if you want the full breakdown, videos below. The concept is simple though. You've got this massive drill that doubles as a weapon and a traversal tool. So basically you'll be sipping through sand, stone, and enemies, chaining movements together with actions and combat, and basically, I think, bursting from the ground into jumps or attacks. It's got this really satisfying flow where once you find that rhythm, it's just incredible. Now, story-wise, it's very light. Pirates steal your treasure. You're going to get it back, but it's really the tight controls, the pacing, and the gorgeous pixel art presentation that makes it shine. It's going to be around 4 hours in length, give or take, and while it can be a little bit tough in spots, just as a quick warning, it is so much fun to play that it's really easy just to, keep coming back. Dave the Diver Nintendo Switch 2 edition just launched. It's already 40% off, a new low price, and that's actually cheaper than we've ever seen the Switch 1 version, so kind of rest easy with that. I wanted to highlight this one because it's actually a free upgrade as well, so if you already own it on Switch 1, just head to the eShop, grab the Switch 2 upgrade, and yeah, it's yours. It also kind of dropped quietly though, so I wanted the chance to mention it because it's also a great excuse to dive into what is a fantastic game. Now, for anyone that's maybe new to it, Dave the Diver is this mix of adventure RPG and restaurant management. By day, you're diving into the ocean, hunting fish, discovering ruins, and occasionally fighting off sea creatures. There's like a roguelike flavor to it. Then by night though, you're back on land, running a sushi restaurant, serving up dishes made from whatever you caught. It's all then tied together by a surprisingly charming story about friendship, mysteries, and the secrets hiding deep below. The 2D and the 3D art though blend beautifully, the characters are full of personality, and yeah, just so much heart packed into this experience. I cannot recommend it enough. It's one of those games that's just impossible not to love. Shotgun Copman is 41% off a new low price, and yes, another Devolver Digital release, but this one in my opinion didn't quite get the attention it deserved. It's an absolutely brilliant precision platformer, and the price was great at launch. Now with this discount, it's a steal. Basically, with this one, I'll say it like this. If you're a fan of games like Super Meat Boy or Celeste, this one's going to be right up your alley. The twist here, though, is that your shotgun isn't just for blasting enemies, it's also your main movement tool. You'll fire downward to propel yourself across gaps, you'll change shots mid-air to reach new areas, and you'll master the recoil to stay alive through increasingly punishing levels. There are around 150 stages in total, complete with boss battles, speedrun challenges, and even no damage runs for, I don't know, the ones that really want the pain. The story then finally, absolutely bizarre. You're chasing down the devil himself, but it just leans into that weirdness with charm and humour. So yeah, if you want something that's going to make you swear and sweat a little bit, Shotgun Copman, worth a look. Card Shark then is 80% off a new low price. This is our final Devolver Digital game of the video, but what a way to close their lineup. This one really surprised me when I first played it. I went in not quite sure what to expect. You know, I love the art style right away, but I had no idea how clever it actually would be. So the setting as well, super unique. It's set in 18th century France. You're playing as a young man who's taken under the wings of a master gambler, or more accurately, a master cheat. Together, you travel through salons, taverns, and royal halls, conning the wealthy elite out of their fortunes by learning increasingly elaborate card tricks. The gameplay itself is about sleight of hand, and memorizing cards, stacking decks, and keeping your nerves steady as suspicion builds. And it's not mechanically difficult either, but it is incredibly well done. You know, the hand-painted art style, the period-accurate music, the writing, it all blends into something that feels just totally unique. Reviews below if you do want to check it out. Tiny Bookshop then is my pickup of the week, meaning it's not necessarily a recommendation, rather maybe you want to join me for the ride, but it's 10% off right now. I know, not much for discount, but that is a new low price, and like, it launched back in August, and since then I've seen nothing but people absolutely raving about it. Reviews, comments, everyone just seems to love it, so I figured it's time to jump in. Now, from what I understand, it's a cozy little management game where you open and run your very own mobile bookshop. You'll decorate your space, stock it with different genres, and meet a cast of regular customers as you travel between seaside towns. It looks like one of those slow, relaxing experiences that you can just unwind with, and yeah, I'm all for it. I love what I'm seeing from the hand-drawn visual style as well. So yeah, like, if you've played it, let us know your thoughts in the comments, if you'd recommend it to others as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out myself. One Piece Odyssey Deluxe Edition is 50% off, matching the low price. This one's a solid JRPG that's set in the world of One Piece. Now look, it's not reinventing the genre by any means, but it makes really good use of the setting and the crew, meaning the humour, the chemistry, the sense of adventure, it's all here. In the story, though, you're basically stranded on this mysterious island. Your ship goes down and things take a turn. Your crew gets separated. From there, it's this mix of exploration, light puzzle solving, and just classic turn-based combat. The goal, reunite the team and uncover this island's secrets. You know, the story itself isn't particularly groundbreaking. It's kind of like a bridge of a story. But yeah, side tale, if anything. But if you love these characters and the different interactions, you're going to enjoy this. Visually then, it is a little rough on the Switch one. I haven't played it on Switch 2, so I can't comment if that helps at all. But obviously, compared to other versions, you're going to see a massive downgrade. But look, I think overall, it still captures the anime's energy, if anything. So like, if you're a fan of One Piece, I think this is worth a look. If you're not, and you just like JRPGs, I'd probably spend the cash elsewhere, just because this isn't the deepest of genre entries. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster then is 24% off a new low price, and this one's still a Switch 2 exclusive for now, which, like, I'll be honest, I don't truly understand. It's not exactly a technical showcase in my opinion, so I suspect this will make its way to Switch 1 at some point. But look, that aside, it's the first sale that the game's received, and I think it's absolutely worth your attention if you're a JRPG fan. You know, this is a game that kicked off the Bravely series. It's one of those old school comfort food RPGs that just nails the formula. You'll be playing as a lone survivor of a village that was destroyed when one of the 4 elemental crystals is swallowed by darkness. From this, we join up with a party, and yeah, we're basically on this journey to restore balance to the world by reawakening these crystals. So yeah, it's classic fantasy storytelling, you know, chosen heroes, lost magic, ancient evil. But it's got some real heart and some surprisingly emotional twists along the journey. Like, combat then is turn-based, but with a clever twist. The Brave and Default system, you can Brave to take multiple actions in a single turn, or Default to guard and bank those turns for later. It just adds a layer of risk and reward that's often missing from the genre. And on top of that, there's now 20 job classes, actually over 20, which is really good to see. Finally, the HD remaster, it does look fantastic. Sharper hand-painted backgrounds, there's a redone UI, smoother battle flow. I think it's the perfect revival of what is a 3DS era gem. Alright, so our winners of the week then are on screen right now. Congrats both, drop me an email for the code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance in next Saturday's video. Star Wars Outlaws Gold Edition is 25% off, that's a new low price. This is actually the first time it's ever gone on sale on Switch 2. Look, this one's from Ubisoft. It's going to get cheaper and cheaper. They're known for dropping discounts like just constantly and quickly. I think it works against them a lot. I think people now just end up waiting for sales. But this game is actually really good. It got a fair bit of hate at launch on other systems, and it gets flack still, honestly. Look at the comments on my review for it, link below. But like, I'll say it straight, I'm a fan. It's not a Jedi story, so don't expect lightsabers or the Force. It's much closer to think Han Solo, the adventure. But yeah, you're playing as a character called Kay with a companion called Nix. And yeah, it's all about exploration, combat, space battles. Can't really go wrong, honestly. It's all about just exploring the underworld of the Outer Rim. And yeah, gameplay-wise, it's this mix of third-person action, stealth, and yeah, space. Cannot complain in my opinion. But yeah, I think it's not without its bugs. I will say that as well. It's Ubisoft after all. But on Switch 2, it is genuinely impressive. There was videos released pre-launch, which completely tried to tear it to pieces. But then when it actually released, I covered it with a full performance review. I think it's one of the most impressive games on the system. I actually think it is a showcase of what the Switch 2 can do. And that's the video down. What will you be adding to the library this week? Let me know in the comments. With that, subscribe. It helps out the channel a huge amount. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers all.